Margaret Cahill, Chairperson of B&B Ireland, and of course a recent resident to County Kerry. You took over as chair at a very interesting time in that B&B Ireland had just been formed with the successful merger of Town and Country Homes Association and Irish Farmhouse Holidays. First of all, how is that merged entity working out so far?
Well, I believe very well, Eamon, and congratulations to all who were involved in making this happen. I think for all our members it's been a very difficult year, the first year of our merger. But what the merger has done, it has given our customers, the most important people, a wider category of accommodation in farm, town and country homes. It has given our other customers, the tour operators, easier access to reservations.
That's important, yeah.
And most of all, it has maximised our marketing resources.
Yeah, tremendous. And how is the year holding up here in Kerry, the Southwest generally?
Well, I would say, you know, the way Kerry people talk about a year, it's usually disaster, which probably means it's okay.
Not too bad, yeah.
But I would say it's more than a disaster this year. It has been a very difficult year. It started off very slowly. And during the volcanic ash disruption, there was just a full stop, no business at all.
Sure.
Business has picked up, but an interesting thing about the way business is distributed, because members will look at this interview and say, you know, I have no business.
Yeah.
Not only is it going to the honeypots within Kerry, it is actually more Killarney-centric. Than distributed around the county.
Yeah, that's interesting. And of course, a great deal of your members' business comes from overseas, but I noticed that you're targeting the domestic market much more aggressively. Very interesting campaign running at the moment. How is that working out?
Well, the domestic market is very important to some areas, particularly outside the tourism hotspots. The two campaigns running at the moment, there's the Fáilte Ireland campaign, and thank you to Fáilte Ireland, which is fantastic. And we just have anecdotal evidence of the success of that is already getting us last minute business. We're also working with RTE in the Ronan Collins show, and that itself is creating
great
fantastic
exposure.
Awareness.
And that's very important, of course.
But our overseas markets, you did mention, and it is amazing to me and very gratifying that two previous markets of mine, France and the United States, are our top markets.
Tremendous, yeah. And of course there's some relief hopefully on the horizon with the stronger sterling, albeit perhaps it's a weaker euro, but a stronger sterling and a stronger dollar. That should help overseas a bit more.
Yes, I would not want to discount in any way the British market. It still is the bread and butter market for all of Irish tourism, and particularly the B&B. The British market tends to book direct, and it does not come through our central reservations.
Yeah, of course that's a very good point you make about the British market, because while we all sort of wring our hands and say, my God, it's not doing well for quite some time, really we need that market to recover, and perhaps the one thing that's been missing is a stronger sterling, a better exchange rate, and hopefully that will see something positive next year.
Yes, and also we need stronger economies. We do talk about the recession in Ireland, and as we were chatting about ourselves, you know, it really is the economic prospects in our source markets.
That's right.
And in Britain is starting to pick up, as is the United States.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny, you know, we all have these concepts about what drives growth in tourism, but there never has been growth in tourism when the economic circumstances have been unfavourable in our source markets. So
you know yourself, if you don't have the money, you can't spend it.
That's exactly. There are other things that you can decide to do with it rather than take maybe a second or a third holiday. You've had a long experience, as you alluded to there, in tourism, and like myself, you've seen a number of recessions come and go, and there have been other down times in the past. What's your feeling at this point in time? Are we moving towards the famous green shoots, as they say?
Well, if we believe the media, we are. It's beginning to look a little bit more positive. The government tell us that we are out of recession. However, we have the highest unemployment for years. We would see a pickup, and we would expect to get a bounce for the second half of the year. But what I'm concentrating on is to make sure that the B&B Ireland members are ready for the upturn.
Sure.
And we're working with Fáilte Ireland on classification, categorisation, ensuring that we have a unique product to offer, and with Tourism Ireland to ensure that we have got maximum exposure in the overseas markets.
Great. Well, listen, Margaret, we wish you the very best of luck with that. It's a great product. It's one of the earlier Irish tourism products. It's been through some difficult times, but certainly I think they've got a new kick from B&B Ireland, and hopefully there's lots of good success down the road.
Thank you very much, Eamon.